Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at one of the original figures that was first released as part of Series 1 of the Transformers. This is of course 1984 Autobot Trailbreaker. What we're going to do in this video, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. I'll show you all of the accessories that come with him to help you know if yours is complete. As he's a vintage figure, I'll point out some things that you need to be aware of if you have to purchase one for yourself. And we can also, of course, have a look at the packaging, see the fantastic artwork and battle scenes on the back of that. And then we will also look at some other Trailbreaker figures that have been released down the lines and do some comparisons. There we go then. All right, let's put these out of the way. And as I've just said, 1984, one of the first figures released into the Transformers toy lines, which basically means as well that he was actually released before this. He was a Diaclone figure, which I'm not going to touch too much on, but it also does mean that there are other versions and other colours of him that weren't released under the Transformers banner. Let's have a look at him then. And yes, he's chunky. Yes, he's blocky. He's got very minimal articulation. But again, as I say, very early 1980s figure. You just can't fault him. His head, if you want to say there's articulation, there isn't really, but you can rock it backwards, but that is just part of transformation process. These shoulders will go up and down and they'll swivel. So there's quite a bit there for a G1 figure. And of course, you can see there's a bit of bicep or forearm flexion as we move these arms up and down. The legs are totally fused. You can excuse the glare, there's lots of chrome on this which makes it brilliant. You can twist the feet as well, turn them up and down, but that is mainly for transformation purposes. Now this guy did come with an absolute abundance of weapons, loads of accessories in fact. So he came with two twin blasters which come on a sprue like that. I've chose to put one in that hand, two of the missiles which you can see on the top back there. You could also as well, if you wanted to, put them into his hands as well, and he could fire them. He's of course got a left and a right fist, and he's also got this radar scanner which fits nicely into the top of the back of his head. So things to be aware of, you can tell already with it gleaming here, there and everywhere, is the fact that it does use quite a lot of chrome. So unfortunately, if you look down towards the bottom of his feet, so I suppose where his ankles are, we've got some chrome fade there. The wheels have got a lovely silver sheen to them, so be aware of that. And the tyres are in fact rubber, so be aware that they can unfortunately perish. Again, it's just mainly the chrome, and with it being again an early figure, this is die cast. So, and again here you can see this unfortunately has had some paint chips on it. Things that maybe don't make too much of a difference is that sometimes the whole of this back part here can be missing, so you wouldn't notice that if it was in robot mode. And sometimes the springs on these don't really work, but if it's a Hasbro variant, they hardly ever work anyway. They just pretty much drop the weapons out. It's the Takara and Mexican versions, which I'll be doing a separate video on, which you'll see do have some real venom to them. But again, great figure. Before we quickly look at his alternate mode, his instructions are full colour because he's a 1984 bot. All the 1984 bots had full colour instructions. After that, they went black, white and red if they were Autobots, or black, white and purple if they were Decepticons. There you can see all his accessories, and that's how they would have been packed. And I'm also lucky enough as well to have a unused sticker sheet, saying unused, but I think that might have came off. So there's his original stickers, and of course that's what they look like when you've took them all away. Right, again, before we go to the alternate mode, let's have a quick look at the packaging, because the packaging is stunning, and this is what sold a lot of the toys to kids all them years back. So there's the artwork there for Trailbreaker. There's his transformation process there at the top, and if we spin it round, we've got the famous 1984 battle scene right there, and two robot points, and there's his tech spec. Lovely box. Let's just pop that there, make sure it's not gleaming off it, and have a look at the alternate mode. So the alternate mode, and this is where I probably get it wrong, I'm not too up on my cars, but it's a Toyota four-wheel drive Hilux camper truck. And again, things to look out for in here is you've got more chrome, which is of course the bumper And I've already mentioned the wheels, but to be honest, you can get away with the chrome not to there. If it's on the side, stickers can play a big part. If they're missing or damaged, it just looks really, really bland. And as I've already pointed out, the whole front of this, which turns into his chest, is die cast, so that is something to be aware of. And the perished wheels I've already mentioned as well, and the back coming off. This one, of course, these are both rub ones, so these were released just after. There you go, because they've got the rub signs on. What a great figure, it really is. Let's have a look at some other figures then. That before we go down the Generations line, let's look at another figure that used his mould, and that is, of course, Hoist. And you can pretty much tell that they are very, very similar, just different in colour scheme. I'm going to move that because everything's glaring off all these chrome figures. Let's put Hoist down and let's have a look at some other Trailbreaker figures then. So this one was, of course, 84. Now there are others. These are just ones that I've got in my collection, but it's good to see, I suppose, the evolution of them, shall we say. So we've got him, then we've got the Thrilling 30 version, who was known as Trail Cutter. Then we've got the probably not the best, let's be honest, version of him from the Combiner Wars. I'm sorry I've not got a loose one of them. That's probably one of his worst ones, to be honest. And then the very good and very new Earthrise version. So if we just skip these two out of the way with oldest and newest, we can see how much that they've evolved. You can still see the great homages, the fact that you've got all this part, the back of the wings and the doors, etc., on the back of the arms. But otherwise, I'm sure you'll agree, obviously, this one, of course, is more toon accurate with the nice blue eyes, but it's still a brilliant homage to the original figure. There we go. So I will be uploading a very basic transformation process video in a second, which you can see separately, and also another video with the differences between this and the Mexican one, because there's quite a few and it deserves its own video, in honesty. So this is just to showcase and review the original 1984 Trailbreaker. I hope you enjoyed watching, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.